Hey everybody, it's your boy Memphis here, the Memphis Accelerate. If you know me, and some of you may know me, some of you might not, I am a guy who's been on YouTube for about a year and a half, something like that. I've done a few videos, and we've had some fun, I think. I've had fun doing it. So, today marks the 200th episode that I've done, 200th video, I should say. And that's kind of a thing, not a big achievement, but it's something, So I kind of wanted to do something a little different today, come at you live here I am, right here I am. So today I'm going to talk to you real quick, not too long, about a little something about me, something me-centric, and that is, why I like Kuriboh so much. Some of you who have seen my earlier work will remember my little series called Who Says Kuribohs Cannot Win, which is just a series of all the replays I've saved up of me playing my Kuriboh deck and, winning against all sorts of various decks and things. And so I thought I would take this opportunity to tell you, where that comes from. Why do I like Kuribohs as a deck? Why do I like them at all? Alright, so where do we start? Real quick, we'll start with the background of this. So, I got started in Kuribohs, I'd say, back during early Exceed era. Not quite right when they came out, but, not long after they came out. I was still playing the game, I was still learning, mostly, I started, way when the game started, but I was still learning, more competitive mindset, I should say, more strategically minded when my deck building is when I figured out Kuriboh and all that. So, when the Exceeds came out, I took a look at these, I had a rank 1 Exceed, I think it was Slacker Magician, actually, and I looked at my friends, because we're all deck building together, I'm like, hey, I'm going to make myself a deck based on Kuriboh. And of course they laugh at me. They're like, oh hey, that sounds great. We'll enjoy kicking your ass. And to be honest, when I first made the deck, it was pretty shit. I mean, Kuriboh didn't have much support. You couldn't do that much with it. I ended up combining the Kuribohs with a bunch of rank 2 Exceeds and stuff. It was a terrible deck starting off. But, it didn't discourage me. It didn't discourage me when I was making that deck. I was just like, I really want to make this deck work. I really want to just take it apart piece by piece, put it back together, and figure out the combination where the deck works. So that's what I just kept doing, and I kept on doing it for years and years, off and on. I didn't obsess over it so much, but whenever something new came out that looked like it would work, things like Princess Bride and Lionheart and all of those things, I would put it in the deck, and eventually it became less. I took out all the level 2s and things like that. That just went out the window. So that's what I did there. And so eventually we came to Kuriboh. And when Kuriboh came out, the light clicked in my head. This is the thing that makes the deck work. So I put that in, and there it goes. The rest is history. Kuriboh made the whole deck work, and so that's what I did. That's how I got into it, and that's how I got to playing it more regularly. So let's talk a bit about the actual why I like it so much. There's a couple good reasons. Okay? There's a couple good reasons why I like Kuriboh. So first off, it's just the idea of Kuriboh. Okay, you got this tiny little fluff ball, right? This little fluff ball that is as old as the card game itself. And the idea that it's going to take on any deck, anytime, be they meta relevant, non-meta relevant, whatever. Just the idea of fighting your opponent with these fluff balls, it inspired. It's just it's this tale of the underdog, David and Goliath, that sort of thing. And I like that. I really like that a lot. I've always been a big fan of underdogs. I'm a big Redskin fan, if you couldn't tell. And they're pretty much the biggest underdog in all of football. So there you go. Kuribohs are Redskins, basically. So what else? Yeah, they're some underdogs. That's what they are. And just another thing is just the idea of them, they come together, these Kuribohs. They're like brothers. They're really like brothers. They come together, they help each other, they do stuff for each other. And they can do some surprisingly big things. People don't expect Kuribohs to be able to do anything at all. And yet there's so many things they can do. They can link like crazy. They're like tomahawk level crazy links. They can exceed. You could sync with them pretty well too if you felt like it. So just the crazy amount of things they do is also another thing that I like about them. And what was the other thing? Let's see. There's also like this goes more into how I like to play it. It's just like with the not negating as much. The thing about Kuribohs, they don't in themselves do a lot on their own. Like most Kuribohs cards have like one effect, maybe two. Alright? As opposed to like most even other relevant cards in the meta will do one or two things. But what I'm talking about is they don't do a lot of varied things, They're all about protection and mitigating damage, which is kind of the same thing. But regardless, that's what they do. The original Kuriboh has one effect. Wing Kuriboh has one effect. Who else? Rainbow Kuriboh has two. Clear has two. Kuriboh has two. But they don't have anything more than that. And just the whole combination of these tiny effects all adding up on top of each other, it reminds me a lot of when the game was young. When the game was fresh and new. Nowadays, it's all like spam, 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 spam. But in the old days, it was like a slow build-up. You start with little monsters. You go to the medium monsters. You go to the bigger monsters. And that's what Kuriboh does. Okay? It's like a slow build-up leading up into a big payoff. And I've always preferred that sort of dueling. It's just more of my style, my something, what's the word? What's the word to describe that? What is that word? I also just love, when you win with, like, let's say you win with Gokis or something meta, like, you can expect to do that because it's a meta deck and, the whole thing is got the most efficient tactic to advance and all that good stuff. So when you win in a meta deck, you expect to win. You don't expect to lose unless your opponent just negates all your stuff. But with Kuriboh, nobody expects you to win with Kuriboh. Alright? It's like, you just got these fluff balls, and they're just little cute dudes. And it's like, how do you win with those? Perseverance and patience, man. That's all you need to win with Kuriboh, really. And that, it's so fulfilling. Like, you can lose 100 duels with Kuriboh in a row, but you win that one with Kuriboh, that one good duel with Kuriboh, and none of that matters. None of that matters ever. And it's just so satisfying, especially when you play like I do, and you don't negate as much. When you let that's the thing about Kuriboh's strategy that you don't realize. It's not about overwhelming your opponent. It's not about stopping your opponent. It's about letting your opponent do them, and then you give back to them. It's like, in today's game, you do everything you can to prevent your opponent from doing what they want to do, and yet, Kuriboh doesn't do that. Like, you try to build up this 10,000 point beat stick that's immune to everything, I will let you do that, because then I'm going to take Lionheart and punch you straight in the face. Something like that. And so, yeah, it's just, I enjoy the whole way to duel with Kuribohs. And just the whole bit of it, it's just hard to talk, it's just hard to explain it. I'm trying to explain it best I can. But at the end of the day, it's just like, I like Kuribohs because of who they are. They're a bunch of fluff balls that are all for the team and all saying, let us go forth and do what we can do. So, yeah. I I enjoy Kuriboh. I'm not giving up because Kuriboh will never die as a deck because it's always going to keep getting support. He's the mascot of Yu-Gi-Oh! So he's always going to get more support. And I'm going to keep dueling him. And I'm going to keep dueling with him. I'm going to keep enjoying it. I really am. 200 videos, huh? It's been a long journey thus far, but I'm not done yet. Well, everybody, thank you very much for sticking with me for this quickie video. Well, it's been about 10 minutes. But regardless, thank you for sticking by if you've been here the whole video through. I do very much appreciate you taking the time out of your day to give me a bit of your time. And so, do have a good rest of your day and all that good stuff, obviously. If you feel like checking out other videos on my channel, go ahead and check them out. I recommend many videos, for I have many to choose from. 199 other ones, to be exact. And I will be coming on later with some more replays. I got some decks to do, cards to do. I recommend, let's see, obviously check out the Who Says Kuribohs Cannot Win. They got themselves a playlist somewhere. My 100 Days of Yu-Gi-Oh! Special that I've been doing. Still working on the last few episodes. You can definitely check that out. And thank you. Once again, thank you for just sticking by, staying with me. You guys, peace out.